Hey guys, welcome back to a new YouTube video. In today's video, I'm just going to give a new update of how my life's doing. Maybe you guys can learn a few things while I've been talking. I am also trying to be a little bit more consistent. I haven't really posted in like 9 days because I've been super busy with school, homework, and overall just a accountability of what's really been happening with my studying arrangements and my club, as well as my time management skills and like how I've been teaching in my videos. First things to start off, my club has been going pretty good so far. We started things off with the club fair. Probably I'll edit that in up here with the poster, and as well as some comments from some college students helping with the study server that I created on Thursday. And also for the past week, I have cut down my studying a little bit too much. I haven't been super consistent with studying every single day, but studying when I really have like homework, and as well as things that I've really like felt like I grasped, but it's been a false understanding of that work as well. For some examples, physics and pre-calc, I have been studying a lot in both of those classes because those are really my most important classes. And I've been studying I cut it down to 7 to 2 hours every other day at least. And I started to really realize that a lot of that studying that could have been happening the other day could have went into more of that understanding. And I think I'm very misconception and something that happens a lot is that we falsely understand a lot of concepts and homework instead of really getting it down. My teacher in physics class, I'm not gonna say his name, but he has a bunch of quotes up on the wall for people to read, and one of them really touched me. It said, "Amateurs keep doing it until they get it right, but professionals keep doing it until they get it wrong." Until they can't get it wrong. And that really resonated with me because a lot of my videos and homework and a lot of stuff that I started learning, I felt like I grasped it so much. And I'm like, okay, now I know how to teach it. But when it really comes down to it, I start fumbling, and it really shows that my understanding is not super organized. And that happened with basically when I stopped studying for pre-calc and AP Physics. I then kind of started struggling when it came to new concepts that they started teaching. Or not really concepts, but it's the same problem, but it was differently worded, or you're trying to find something else, or it was like a different type of way to use that formula. And I was like, darn, okay, so I guess I have to work on this now. And this happened to me so many times, especially in sophomore year, when it came to AP World or any other type of class, or even like my lifting and powerlifting as well. It happened with a lot of my form and things like that. Now, kind of rewatching a lot of videos of learning how to learn, how to study, as well as looking back on what I haven't learned, I haven't really used active recall yet. And I keep teaching that in my videos, as well as like in my club as well. Yeah, I do it occasionally, but consistency is always key, right? So I'm getting towards that running towards that right now, and I'm hoping that I will get the results that I want in order to teach you guys as well of how it worked out for me, feedback, as well as something relatable to think about, and whenever you guys fail as well. Excuse me. But now that I fixed a lot of learning how to learn and powerlifting techniques, I could start teaching those. So basically, I'm just gonna talk about really how do you learn. So I started teaching a lot of the concepts of the three kind of steps of learning and deeply understanding something: the pre-studying aspect, the learning aspect, and as well as the review aspect. The pre-studying and the learning concept is probably the most important is what I've really taught, but it's really the understanding part of learning, and as well as the okay, what don't I get and what have I gotten wrong, and truly asking questions towards that. So I was watching a Justin Sung video, and it talked about how there's two modes that we go when it comes to learning, and there's the remembering the formulas idea, as well as the okay, so how does this connect to everything? Okay, so for example, how does kinematics relate to other units down the line? And how does it relate to pre-calculus, or how does it relate to engineering? And we have to start thinking about, when it comes to learning things, we have to think about, okay, this is a small puzzle piece inside a super big puzzle piece, and that's where we start understanding, asking questions of, okay, how does it work and how does it relate to everything else? And this really strengthens the mind mapping idea that I've been trying to do a lot of my notes with, but it's really a note-taking tool for reviewing rather than learning, I feel, because you're trying to reconnect topics and how they really connect to each other during the lecture. So in my suggestion, whenever you're actually learning something, take whatever notes you want that works effectively for you, and then after, start reviewing with the mind mapping taking idea, because it shows that how everything is super interlinked, rather than when you're taking linear notes, you're creating an understanding of one topic. But I will get back to you guys in a couple days of how super effective it is, and as well as how I really adjusted towards that, because while I was also watching the video, it talked about how you really have to readjust when it comes to really understanding a concept, and keep switching between that interlinking and asking questions, as well as that kind of linear. How do I say this? that interlinking, and as well as that other methods of learning, such as flashcards or practice questions, and basically just memorization. But really the core deep learning process is thinking about how does this one puzzle piece connect to everything. But that's pretty much it with today's video, and thank you guys for tuning in. I will also be making a powerlifting deadlift video because I've been doing a lot of research on that. If you guys are into lifting or want to get into the gym. But yeah.